All jokes aside, you know how niggas be like, I'm this and that for life, this and that for life. I'm always for life, nigga. This a blood oath. Hey, yo, Madara. Here go a class for you, my nigga. 140 for the rebel. The world turned its back on me. I'm a cripple. We got soldiers, he got soldiers, but I got different ones. Ain't no way out, I'll tell you once. Don't pray for nothing, sin and curse. We can't forgive what's forbidden. Remain in them trenches. Trust in the Lord, but please forgive me for the times that I did. If rank is given, have your respect to your apprentice. Be about your business. This loyalty's a death sentence. Look, trying to pick up with a blind fail. They said there'll be many mansions. I'm just grinding for my time share. Them devils ain't playing fair. They hunt you like bad pal. But ain't no getting out the game like Jumanji. You take that oath, it's a Dundee. They try to deal death to a priest. You won't make it out in one piece. So you can stand. Just make sure you got the heart. Say your name 3 times, then it's death do us part. So how you feel about this truth I done shown? This ain't the life you think, little nigga. I should want. Even your own people go this zone. And the Lord said they hate you for my name, so you better keep it on. Ain't no more guessing, ain't no more questions. Make sure my election till I'm tucked away like George Jetson. Murder for capital, now it's murder at the Capitol. The world in amazement, we like fucking raise it. I pity those watching life as it goes by. Be giving mercy in this life, I don't know why. In pump smoke, never try to. The dead at home, my brother be the dead, it's all I don't. Either fold or salute, my nigga. Salute, my nigga. They like, how you stay focused? I told them I'm motivated cause of you, my nigga. Brotherhoods and weapons, still got weapons on the scene. And I never do my niggas like Bishop did Raheem. Never mind in all beliefs, they under anesthesia. Shorty say she leave me, said she wanna let that love go. Told I let that love grow. But if I bring you to my bed, that's a blood oath. So, how you feel about this truth I done shown? This ain't the life you think, little nigga. I should want. Even your own people go this zone. And the Lord said they hate you for my name, so you better keep it on. Yeah.
Any man give his life for Yahweh Shai, Mashiach, and Christ, and fall up under that UPK banner. It's my brother and my blood, and I will die and kill for him if necessary. Go to ground, 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 go to ground. It's all about that warfare, boy. Give ground, give ground, back up, give ground, give ground, back up, give ground, give ground. It's all about that warfare, boy. Take ground, 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 take ground. My soldiers take ground till I'm stand down. Take ground, take ground, take ground, take ground, take ground, take ground, take ground. My soldiers take ground till I'm stand down. Take ground, take ground, take ground. Now this ain't no movement. chill, she modest. I know two things. A robber will not prosper. And any man harm me and my aunt gon' meet the doc. Cause this life is warfare, it's not an easy walk. Been watching my people die so you can miss me with that love talk. My UPK soldiers, any man try to cross your path, make him regret it. What that means? Fall on his ass. Comparing me to you really ain't no contest. Long live one west. Say what? Long live one west. This for those who thinking we ain't ready for. Tell them back up. I'm about to drop something heavy for. Go to grip, 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 go to grip. It's all about that warfare, boy. Get grip, get grip, get grip, back up, get grip, get grip, get grip, back up, get grip, get grip. It's all about that warfare, boy. Take grip, 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 take grip. My soldiers take grip till them stand down. Take grip, take grip, take grip, take grip, take grip, take grip, take grip. My soldiers take grip till them stand down.
Fake love, real hate.
One West.
But we set apart, nigga.
They hate it when you up, but love it when you down. Love you when you there, but hate you while you living. Only make a mention when it's beneficial. Oh, you can't keep it solid, I ain't fucking with you. Fuck a fake friend, show is over, close the curtain. Told you that they loved you, laughed at you when you was hurting. One thing about that UPK, this brotherhood for certain. Dress you up in all black, urge you up to put that work in. Same niggas that was on the block putting that work in. Abandon that lifestyle, cause now I know my purpose. Coming from a place where a black man life is worthless. 400 plus years, yeah, living out them curses. I blame the so-called leaders in the churches. Was supposed to save our soul, instead they led us to the hearses. Backstabbed and betrayed by the people you would die for. Your family ain't family, so-called friends switch sides on you. Crack and take a knee on your neck, whisper and die, boy. So I stay strapped with the Kaepernick, that's the firearm. Gotta watch your back, you know them demons out here lurking. If I don't know shit, then I know one thing for certain, look. They hate it when you up, but love it when you down. Love you when you there, but hate you while you living. Only make a mention when it's beneficial. You can't keep it solid, I ain't fucking with you. They hate you when you up, but love it when you down. Love you when you there, but hate you while you living. Only make a mention when it's beneficial. You can't keep it solid, I ain't fucking
I
with
say
you.
fuck the fake love and disloyal behavior. Brotherhood is a weapon, but bitch niggas is contagious. Hating your elevation instead of hitting the pavement. Watching your every move and never give motivation. Situational friendships get way with adversity. And these days, just a little bit of your kindness a luxury. I'd rather you keep your distance, be a fuck nigga too close to me. Prefer to fuck with fear nigga than house nigga with notes on me. Get a shirt off my back for devoted niggas with loyalty. I noticed the lack of devoted niggas that's trustworthy if you ain't in no black. Ranked up, I'd give two fucks for free. Death before dishonor is a must. It ain't no choice from me. I'm bred different. Was never one to die just bullshit. I'm fed different. Fuck all the information out of pulpits. I'm led different. Been taught to follow a code. Israel law, statutes, commandments freely given, never sold, nigga. Chill.
They hate it when you up, but love it when you down. Love you when you there, but hate you while you living. Only make a mention when it's beneficial. You can't keep it solid, I ain't fucking with you.
According to God, the white man is the devil.
See, I've been in here for a little minute.
All right, Shalom Israel. We are the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge, started out of Warren West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commanding General Yohana. Since 1969, between so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, that we are the true Israelites according to the Bible. And we're not affiliated with no fake Israelite group, no Christianity, no Muslims, no anybody. This is the home of the truth. And in this school, we teach the truth according to the Bible. All right. With that being said, this is law classes here in Chattanooga, Tennessee. We have these law classes every week from 7 o'clock EST to 9 p.m. EST. So make sure y'all tuning in with the classes to learn the laws, the statutes, and the commandments of the Bible. To make sure you live in the right way, the Most High requires you to live. You know, it's certain laws that he gave. It's the laws in the Bible. He only gave those to the Israelites, which again are blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, and we have to follow. You know, it's mandatory. It's not optional. You know, any other religion would say we don't have to, which is why we go through the hell that we go through today. And for the last 400 years in this place that we call America. So with that being said, we got it to wild class today. All right. We got an amazing class today. If you watch Commanding General Yohana's Black Watch Monday, you already know how we finna go with this. Commanding General Yohana, man, he said something really, really, really heavy when he was speaking on abortions Monday class, which inspired me to do this class today. All right. So I know a lot of us know what abortions are, but a lot of us don't really know how abortions started. You understand? Don't know where they really came from. You know, how did they get to where it's at today, you know, and etc. The numbers of it, how many abortions do we have a year in our community? You know, what's the procedure of the abortions? How much money is in the industry? We're going to talk about all that. We're going to get the history on it. We're going to break down abortion all the way. You know, you ain't going to have no more questions, Lord willing, about abortion after this class today. You know, that's the motive for today. We're going to talk about abortions. The topic is, how does the Most High feel about abortions? All right. Everybody claims to be Christian, loving everything, you know, Christian. Everybody claims to love God, you know, and all that. But how can you love God and unalive your kids, unalive your babies? That doesn't make any sense. You know, it's not really about how you feel. It's about how God feels. You know, we don't move on emotions and opinions and feelings in here in the ISBK. We just do what God says. And that's what Christians supposed to do. But we're going to prove today that they don't listen and don't love God and don't do anything God says in the Bible, which again, why these law classes are so crucial. All right. So we're going to go ahead and jump to it. We got 3 or 4 articles. I'm not going to hold y'all. We got a lot of articles just because to give you the real breakdown of abortion. You know, we're going to have these articles and we're going to get some scriptures too. We're going to get the meat, some milk. We're going to really crack down on abortion. You know, you're going to see what abortion really means. All right. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 41. All right, and it reads, thou shalt beget sons and daughters, but thou shalt not enjoy them, for they shall go in captivity. Now, if you read this scripture, you already know where we at right now. These are the curses that Moses told the Israelites that they will go through if they did not obey the Most High. And guess what we did not do? We did not obey the Most High. We disobeyed him. And for that, we're going to go through these curses that he's telling us about. So when it says you're not going to enjoy your children, they should go in captivity. We are in captivity right now. You know, captivity is the same word for slavery. It's a synonym for slavery. And that's where we at right now. All blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. We're all took captive by the so-called white man. We've all been oppressed by the same oppressor for all these years, and it's still being oppressed to this day. You understand? Now, I'll read this because since we all know our conditions, we all know we in slavery. We all know we have a common enemy that's trying to unalive us, attack us, harass us, oppress us 24/7. As men, we have to look out for our sisters, man. We got to. We have to look out for our sisters because Esau is not going to stop. Esau ain't going to stop. He going to do whatever he got to do to continue to have us on the bottom of the barrel. And what's one way he's doing that? With abortions. With these abortions. You know, so you cannot expect a man to follow along with that. You can't expect that. I know some man agrees with it whatsoever, but a real man is not going for abortions. Period. Point blank, period. Real men are not going for abortions. So don't take this class the wrong way. Understand that this class is correction because we have to protect our sisters. You got to tell y'all when you're wrong, and we're going to congratulate you. We're going to reward you when you are right. But getting an abortion is the wrong thing to do, and it's Esau. All Esau doing is trying to trick you out your spot like he been doing. Telling you to do something that's against your God, against your nature, against motherhood, you know, against your husband, against everything, against life itself, man. Telling you to commit a crime, you know, and we can't go for that. You know, so, you know, as men, we're going to continue to, like, you know, tell the laws and the statutes and the commandments of the Bible, you know, and cut everything the Christian church has taught you and also what the white man is teaching you. You understand? We already in captivity. So we all know there's one person that's doing all this, and we got to stop that from happening. We got to stop Esau from getting inside of our sisters' minds, man, tricking our sisters. You know, we ain't just sitting back and just letting him do what he want to do. Because I'm going to tell you this, if we don't help each other, who the hell else will? Black woman, Hispanic woman, and an Indian woman. It's us or nobody. You cannot, you know, not listen to what we saying and listen to what the oppressor's saying. Because you've been listening to the oppressor, it's why we got 1 million abortions a year. It's why we strung out on drugs. It's why everything is bad happening inside of our households. All right. So with that being said, let's drop this right here. Let's go to Galatians right quick. Galatians 4:16. Slagia. This is Galatians chapter 4 and verse 16. And it reads, am I therefore become your enemy because I tell you the truth? You got to realize that I'm not your enemy because I tell you the truth. All right? Everybody else is lying to you. And that's what black people and Hispanic people and Native Indian people, we want to hear lies. We go to church. We know everything in his church is a lie. You know Jesus ain't white. You know everything your preacher is saying is probably not true. You know he's not quoting anything from the Bible. And if he is, it's not what it means. We all know the Christianity religion is a lie and that is not inside of the Bible. The problem is that we love to hear lies. You want to be lied to. We don't want to be told what to do. We don't want to be told what we can't eat, what we can't celebrate. We want to do whatever the hell we want to do. We go to church to feel like we worshiping God and feel like we doing the right thing. We go to church to laugh, sing, and have fun. We ain't going to church to be told what we doing wrong. Nobody goes to church for that. But why is it a problem when we tell you the truth? We telling you what God wants you to know. We telling you how God wants you to live. Don't be mad at us for telling you what's right. Be mad at your Christian pastors for lying to you for all these years, man. Because they know the truth. The oppressor, he knows the truth. But instead, he's going to keep it away from you because keeping the truth away from you is going to keep us in the same state we've been in for all these years, man. And that's the problem, sis. Look, we gonna tell you when you wrong. Understood? We gonna tell you when you wrong because that's correction. Telling you when you wrong is correction. If you come in here in the ISBK, you know it's all love. Because when you mess up, when you do something wrong, we gonna tell you did something wrong. But look, we gonna tell you how to correct that though. You understand? So you won't make them same mistakes that we made. Why? Because you are brother, you are sister. Looking out for one another requires correction, sis. And listen, if you don't take this correction, you will not receive protection. It don't work that way. You can't have one or the other. You got to have both. How the hell do you expect us to protect you? When you're not going to allow us to correct you. That's backwards. I can't save you if you're not listening to anything we saying, to anything we teaching you. All right? This class is about abortions. We're telling you to not get abortions, and you're still getting them. We're telling you what God says about abortions. You're still getting them. And when the consequences come for that, then what? You're going to wish you listened to the priests and the prophets of the ISUBK. We telling you this because we love you and we want you to stop doing what the oppressor wants you to do. And it's just that simple. You understand? So let's go to let's drop this right here. Let's go to Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 56. All right. This is Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 56. And this is what it reads. The tender and delicate woman among you, which would not adventure to set the sole of her foot upon the ground for delicateness and tenderness. See, our woman used to be feminine. Some, I'm speaking for women in the world, not the truth, of course. But our woman was real, real tender. She was soft. She was feminine. That her feet didn't even touch the ground. That's how soft she was, man. How fragile she was. You understand? It says her eye should be evil toward the husband of her bosom, and toward her son, and towards her daughter. So that tender woman right there, the delicate woman, the white man is going to turn her against her whole family. This is what I say. We've all been tricked out of our spots, man. All of us. You know what I'm saying? The mother and the father, the husband and the wife. What got to this? So when you see our conditions right now, how our households looking, how the relationship between the husband and wife in the Black community, you can't just look at that and judge it right now. You got to go back a little bit because this ain't nothing new. What started all this? It's one white woman who started this. I'm going to tell you for time's sake. Her name is Margaret Sanger. And she started this. She started what's called Planned Parenthood. Planned Parenthood is what made our woman to have an evil eye towards the husband and towards our whole damn family inside the household. Because what Planned Parenthood did, / the feminism movement, is empowered the woman. It empowered her to only care about her damn self, nothing else, not the husband, not her children, nobody. And she wants to kick this husband out the crib, he can go. Guess what? She gonna get welfare, food stamps, Section 8, everything. And she wants to get an abortion 8 months down the line of pregnancy. She can go do that. You understand? And I'm gonna tell you another thing. What's so sick about kicking the father out the household, that shows you don't really love your children. I'm about to talk about that. You hate your children. You really don't love your children if you kicking the father out the household. If you're removing this child's father out of his house, what does that say? What does that say about you as a mother? Because a child needs both. A child needs his mother and his father. And you're removing his father out of his life on purpose because of how you feel. Just damn the children. It says her eyes should be evil toward the husband of her bosom, and toward her son, and toward her daughter. You know what I'm saying? The oppressor has turned everybody against one another, and we ain't seeing it. You know, this started in the 70s, and it's 2020 going on 2025, and it's got worse. All right. So with that being said, let me see here. You know what? Let's get one more scripture. Let's go to Psalms chapter 100 and verse 3 before we start reading these articles. All right. So Psalms chapter 100 and verse 3. Psalms chapter 100 verse 3. Know ye that the Lord, he is God. It is he that have made us, and not we ourselves. We are his people and the sheep of his pasture. It said it is he that have made us, and not we ourselves. We did not make ourselves, man. You understand? We did not create ourselves. The Lord created life. He created us. So who the hell is you to decide whether your baby or not should be here? If you're pregnant, it's because God wants you to have that child. You understand? If you're pregnant, it's because God wants you to have that child. And that's that. Who is you to try to change that? All right. It says the Lord created us. We ain't make our damn selves. All right. And later on through the class, you know, we're going to talk about accountability. We're going to talk about sex. We're going to talk about choosing the right partner and all that. But understand that doesn't even matter. When it comes to abortions, it's out the question. All right? Whether you didn't like your baby father, whether you don't like your baby mother, whatever. You had sex, you created the baby, have that child, man. All right? So we're going to drop this right here. Let's see here. And I'm going to share this article. And what this article says, we're going to read, you know, some history on abortion. Now, I'm sure everybody know what Roe versus Wade is, right? And because of Roe versus Wade is why abortions, you know, have skyrocketed high. It gave basically women the right to abort their children in each trimester, first, second, or third trimester. Now, the first trimester is beginning. You know, the baby, you know, is at the beginning stages. You know, the second is the middle. The third trimester is basically, you know, the baby is ready to come out. You know, it's breathing on his own. He can function on his own, and etc. And they gave women, Roe versus Wade gave women the right to abort their children in any of those trimesters. You know, also in most states. You know, at first it was just 2 states. Roe versus Wade was passed, and it was in a lot more. So you can see this picture right here. You see the protests, everybody going crazy. You see it's a lot of white people. You see all the black people on the back. You know, we following these damn devils like we always been doing. All right, so let's go down and read this article. And it's a pretty long article. We're gonna read the whole thing just because you need to learn its history about, you know, where this came from and how it even played out and how it ended. The ending is crazy. The ending is, you know, it's kind of shocking. It's gonna shock you. All right, now give me a minute. All right, so like it. All right, this is Roe versus Wade. You say Roe versus Wade was a landmark legal decision issued on January 22nd, 1973, in which the U.S. Supreme Court struck down the Texas statute banning abortion. effectively legalizing the procedure across the United States. The court held that a woman's right to abortion was implicit in a right to privacy protected by the 14th Amendment to the Constitution. Prior to Roe v. Wade, abortion had been illegal throughout much of the country since the 19th century. Since the 1973 ruling, many states improved restrictions on abortion rights. The Supreme Court overturned Roe v. Wade on June 24th, 2022. All right. So this is abortion before Roe v. Wade, and it reads, until the late 19th century, abortion was legal in the United States before quickening, the point at which a woman could first feel movements of the fetus, typically around the 4th month of pregnancy. All right, so it says before the 19th century, abortion was legal. All right, it was legal before the first 4 months of the pregnancy. So this is nothing new. You know, they've been aborting their kids. All right, and when I mean they, I mean the white woman. Okay, let's keep reading. Some of the early regulations related to abortion were enacted in the 1820s and the 1830s and dealt with the sale of dangerous drugs that women used to induce abortion. So even in the 1800s, women were aborting their children. Now also, remember, it says 1800s. What were we doing this time? We was in slavery. You know, the white man did not want us to abort our children. Why? Because we were considered merchandise. You know, the more of us it was, the more slaves he had. So we wasn't having abortions. When it says 1800s, these are white women. So they were taking in dangerous drugs for them to abort their children rather than having a surgery for whatever it was. So let's keep reading. Despite these regulations and the fact that the drugs sometimes prove fatal to women, they continue to be advertised and sold. So these drugs were unaliving these women, and they still was taking them, and they still was advertising these drugs for abortions. In the late 1850s, the new established American Medical Association began calling for the criminalization of abortion, partly in efforts to eliminate doctors' competitors such as midwives and homeopaths. So basically what this means, you know, they were trying to incriminate anybody that was illegally doing abortions, like a doctors or just whatever, selling these pills and etc. Additionally, some nativists, alarmed by the country's growing population of immigrants, were anti-abortion because they feared declining birth rights among white American-born protestant women. So like I said, 1800s, this is white women, you know, and the country was beginning to feel afraid about the decline of birth rights among white people. Because if all the white women are taking all these drugs, unaliving themselves, trying to get rid of the babies, where are the women at? You got to have a woman to have a child. And this is the same thing that happened in the Roman Empire, where the Roman soldiers, they were homosexuals, and they wasn't having sex with a woman, and it became a law for you to have at least one wife so that you can have a child. It's the same thing. And why was that? Because the birthright was declining among the Esau race, the white race. All right, let's keep reading. In 1869, the Catholic Church banned abortion in any state of pregnancy. While in 1873, Congress passed the Comstock Law, which made it illegal to distribute contraceptives and abortion-inducing drugs through the U.S. mail. By the 1880s, abortion was outlawed across most of the country. So what those are like, the condoms and anything to prevent you having a child, birth control, condoms, just anything that prevents you from having a child. They banned all that in the 1880s. It says in 1965, the U.S. Supreme Court struck down a law banning the distribution of birth control to married couples. So if you was a married couple, you couldn't have birth control. All right, you had to have a baby. All right, so it's ruling that law violated their implied right to privacy under the U.S. Constitution, the 14th Amendment, all right? And in the 1972, the Supreme Court struck down a law prohibiting the distribution of contraceptives to unmarried adults. Meanwhile, 1970, Hawaii became the first state to legalize abortion, although the law only applied to the state's residents. That same year, New York legalized abortion to anybody that lived there, all right? It says no residency required. So Hawaii was the first state to legalize abortion, but you had to live there in order to receive abortion. But you know how they was getting down, though. You know, women was flying down there and getting abortions anyway. You know, and New York was the first state and actually inside, you know, to make it legal to have abortions. But see, the problem was a lot of women in the South couldn't get up to New York or on the West Coast, which made it a huge problem for most women. So now we're going to read about Jane Roe, the woman who, you know, started all this mess. And it's the reason why abortion became legal amongst most states in the USA. All right, so it reads, Jane Roe. In 1969, Norma McCorvey, this is her real name, Norma McCorvey, a Texas woman in her early 20s, sought to terminate an unwanted pregnancy. McCorvey had grown up difficult, impoverished circumstances, previously had given birth twice and given up both for children for adoption. So she was basically a whore. You understand? She already had 2 children and gave them up for adoption. So you already know the spirit this white woman had. You know, she just hated children. She hated everybody. She only loved herself. That's it. You know, for you to already adopt both of your children says and wants to unalive the next one says a lot about you. Why not just adopt the other one? Adopt the last one. You know, it don't make sense. All right, let's keep reading. At the time of McCorvey's pregnancy in 1969, abortion was legal in Texas, but only for the purpose of saving a woman's life. So, and they do this now, you know. Sometimes, you know, when a woman's life on the line, they'll choose the woman's life over the child's life. All right, let's keep reading. While American women with the financial means could obtain legal abortions by traveling to other countries where the procedure was safe and legal, or pay a large fee to a U.S. doctor willing to secretly perform an abortion, those options were out of reach to McCorvey and many other women. So she couldn't afford to go to New York to get the abortion or even pay a doctor willing to secretly perform the abortion, which is why she made it a big deal about this. As a result, some women resorted to illegal, dangerous back alley abortions or self-induced abortions. So, man, look, this going on right now. People are getting abortions, back alley abortions, man, at-home abortions, flying to another country to get abortions. You know, just doing something crazy, or self-induced abortions. You know, like hitting your stomach or something, or taking a self amount of pills, drinking a lot of alcohol. You just trying to get rid of the baby by destroying yourself. Because when you destroy yourself, you also destroy your baby as well. So this is what women was doing in the 1950s and also 1960s. It says the estimated number of illegal abortions in the United States range from 200,000 to 1.2 million. All right. And that number is probably quadrupled right now. It's probably 5 million. But these are just illegal abortions. All right. Let's keep reading. After trying to unsuccessfully to get an illegal abortion, McCorvey was referred to Texas attorneys Leonard Coffey and Sarah Winnington, who were interested in challenging anti-abortion laws. In court documents, McCorvey became known as Jane Roe. So that's when her name became Jane Roe, because of the 14th Amendment, all right, privacy. Henry Wade. In 1970, the attorneys filed a lawsuit on behalf of McCorvey and all the other women who were or might become pregnant and want to consider all options against Henry Wade, the district attorney of Dallas County, where McCorvey lived. Earlier in 1964, Wade was in the national spotlight when he was prosecuted Jack Ruby, who unalived Lee Harvey Oswald, the alleged assassin of President John F. Kennedy. So this devil was pretty famous. You know, he was a big deal. You know, he persecuted the person that unalived the president. All right. That's paragraph. Supreme Court ruling in June 1970. A Texas district court ruled that states' abortions was banned illegal because it violated a constitutional right to privacy. Afterward, Wade declared he continued to prosecute doctors who performed abortions. So this devil was coming for everybody. You know, anybody that was doing behind the wall, behind the scene abortions, you know, back alley abortions, they was all going down. And these are doctors, by the way. Like we just read, look, if you had a lot of money, you can pay a doctor to come see you and do that for you. Right? And that's what was going on. Even in the 60s, 200,000 to almost 1 million abortions was happening that were illegal, which is insane. You know, that don't even make sense. You understand? But it's happening, and it's still happening right now. All right, let's keep reading. On January 22, 1973, the Supreme Court, Salakia, skip the little paragraph. The case eventually was appealed to the U.S. Supreme Court. Meanwhile, McCorvey gave birth and put the child up for adoption. So let's stop right there for a second, right? Let's stop right there for a second. This lady has created all this chaos, suing people, doing all this, and she still later on had the child and gave it up for adoption. You know, she's fighting for abortion, doing all this, and didn't even get to abort her child. Still had the child at the end of the day and still put it for adoption. This is a mental illness, man. I'm not even going to say mental illness, right? I'm going to just say, like, this just proves that a woman that is pregnant should not be making that kind of decision at all. You know, when you're pregnant, you are already going through so many emotions. You're on an emotion roller coaster. And if you're a brother, you know what I'm saying is true. All right. Dealing with your wife when she's pregnant, you know, the hormones are everywhere. So giving a woman this amount of power when she's not right mentally 100% is crazy. She's fighting this and ended up having a child in the procedure, doing the trial, and still going at it. It doesn't make any sense. And it's contradiction. It's, you know, she's contradicted herself. All right, so let's keep reading. On January 22, 1973, the Supreme Court, in a 7-2 decision, struck down the Texas law banning abortion, effectively legalizing a procedure nationwide. In a majority opinion written by Justice Harry Blackmun, the court declared that a woman's right to an abortion was implicit in a right to privacy protected by the 14th Amendment. So they ended up legalizing abortion because of the 14th Amendment about privacy, which is insane. Basically saying that you can do what you want to do if it's in private. Basically what that means. All right, so let's keep reading. The court divided pregnancy into 3 trimesters and declaring that the choice to end a pregnancy in the first trimester was solely up to the woman. In the second trimester, the government could regulate abortion. All do not ban it in order to protect the mother's health. In the third trimester, the state could prohibit abortion to protect a fetus that could survive on its own outside the womb, except when a woman's health was in danger. You understand? And that's changed now. Now you can get an abortion in any trimester. But they try to say that to make it any different than the first trimester. A baby is a baby. You know what I'm saying? The minute the man's seed hits that egg, don't touch it. That's a baby. That's a life. So all that is irrelevant. You understand? So, last paragraph, it says, legacy of Roe versus Wade. Norma McCorvey maintained a low profile following a court decision, but in the 1980s, she was active in the abortion rights movement. So she was laying low after it had passed. Then in the 80s, she got, active in the movement, right? It says, however, in the mid-1990s, after becoming friends with the head of an anti-abortion group, and converting to capitalism, she turned into a vocal opponent of the procedure. This lady was confused, man. This devil here. And that's what I say about the white woman. Don't let them off the string, man. They just as evil as the man. All right. So not only did she have the child that she was trying to abort, she also converted to capitalism and went against abortions when she's the one that made all this possible. Isn't that insane? That's crazy, right? The same lady that made all this possible is the same lady that still had the child she was trying to abort, adopted it, and also became pro-life and was an advocate for pro-life. I don't know if y'all seen it, but in 2022, she had a whole speech and all that about not having abortions and blah, 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 blah. And also said she lied about getting raped to have the abortion and still didn't have it. You know, like I just said earlier, this is why, man, look, when a woman is pregnant, the decision shouldn't be made at all. But to give that power to a pregnant woman it's crazy. It doesn't make any sense. Like I said earlier, when a woman is pregnant, her hormones are all over the place. You know, 1 minute she's mad, she's happy, she's sad. You know, she's just in an emotion roller coaster. She can't help it. She's pregnant, you know. The only thing we can do is comfort her. But to give her the right to abort a child in the middle of through it is just it's crazy. And this is a prime example right here. All right, so we're gonna stop this article right here. And let's get another one. So like it. All right, so what I also want to do, man, I wanted to read about abortion procedures. So like it. All right, we ready. We're rock and roll. All right. I also want to inform y'all about the abortion procedures. You know, even now I didn't really know about all the procedures or how it worked. But in each trimester, it's a different procedure that each woman goes through. So let's say this is the first trimester medical abortion, and it reads, a medical or chemical abortion is a non-surgical form of abortion in which the woman takes pills containing, I might be saying this word wrong, but mifepristone and misoprostol to end the life of a baby. This procedure is performed during the first trimester of pregnancy. The drugs are approved by the FDA for use up to 10 weeks is the first day of the last menstrual period. So the first trimester is a pill they take, which unalives the baby, right? All right. All right, this is the second trimester, DNA abortion. A dilation and evacuation abortion, D&E, is a surgical abortion procedure during which the abortionist first dilates the woman's cervix, then uses instruments to dismember and extract the baby from the uterus, man. So it's a sulfur clamp and it's a inserted blade, and they use it to basically pull the baby out of the woman's stomach. Literally, you know, and if you want to watch a video on this, you can. You know, you see the website I'm on. I'm not going to play the video because it's probably going to get clipped on Facebook and YouTube. So, but this is like, it's the real deal. You know, it's crazy. You know, they literally take that clamp, stick it up, you know, and take the baby out of there. It's unbelievable. All right, so that's the second trimester now, induction procedure. third trimester. The third trimester, induction abortion is performed at 25 weeks. At 25 weeks, a baby is almost fully developed and is considered visible, meaning that he or she could survive outside the womb. For this reason, the abortion will usually kill the baby in the uterus by injecting a substance that causes cardiac arrest and induces the mother's labor to deliver her baby stillborn. This is insane. This should have made no sense. Excuse me for my language. This is crazy. They are shooting a lethal injection into the baby. And the mother still has to push the baby out of her. This is murder. You understand? If it's not that, then what is it? You know, and sometimes they'll even cut the umbilical cord off to not hear the baby scream. Why are they doing it? You understand? Like, from somebody who has children, this is something I can never understand. How anybody can do this. All right, so we gonna drop this right here. Let's lock it. Let's get two more things, man. Let's get yeah. How many? Now we gonna see how many abortions that we have this last year. All right, so it said. So lock it. Let's go back. Numbers and rates. An estimated 1,037,000 abortions were provided by clinics in states without total bans in 2023. 11% from 2020. You understand? They thought Roe versus Wade being overturned was going to stop something. And the number of abortions grew. The number of abortions grew when Roe versus Wade was overturned. What does that say? It's like the feminists was like, hell no, we finna have more abortions since y'all gonna overturn it. It's an empowering thing. Like, it's not even about them not wanting a baby or this and this and that. It's just they aborting their children because they can. Because they got the right to do so according to America. And here you go, 1 million abortions just last year. 1 million. And that's just, documented. What about the illegal abortions? That's probably another 1 million. All right. So let's see how many sisters out of that 1 million had abortions. So lock it. Here we go. We got the data right here. So 42% Black women and 22% Hispanic women. It says 7% other. Those could be Native Indians. I don't know. But 42% is 420,000 Black women had abortions in just 2023. And 220,000 Hispanic women had abortions in 2023. That's almost 700,000 babies unalived in just 1 year. That's just 1 year. Like, it doesn't make any sense, man. It's a sad, sad, sad thing. I ain't got no words for it. Like, it's just, I can never understand how could you do something like that as a mother. And we gonna get these scriptures and we gonna see what the Lord feels about it. All right, that's 700,000 Israelites, being unalive every single year. And this year it's almost over. So you can go in and combine. You can go in and combine that, add another 700,000. That's 1,400,000 babies being unalive in 2 years. In 2 years. And you want us to not say anything about it? You want us to shut up about it? No. There's no way. All right. All right, so we're gonna share one more thing. I've been sharing a lot of stuff with y'all. Just want to show you, man, what's really going on. So it's a lot. You know what I said? We're gonna get these scriptures. We might go back. So let's get Lamentations chapter 4 and verse 3. All right, this is Lamentations chapter 4 and verse 3, and it reads, even the sea monsters draw out the beast, they give suck to their young ones. The daughter of my people become cruel. So the Most High is comparing the daughters of Israel, our sisters, to sea creatures, to sea monsters. So when we think about a sea monster, you can say a whale. You can say a whale, for example. It says, even as sea monsters draw out the beast, they give suck to their young ones. They take care of the young ones. They care for them, protect them, etc. The daughters of my people is cruel, become cruel, like the ostriches in the wilderness. He's comparing our sisters to the ostriches in the wilderness. Why is that? Because they are aborting our babies. This is a scripture right here that is cutting abortions. That is for abortions. The same way an ostrich in the wilderness treats their children is the same way our daughters treat our sisters treat their children. The same exact way, which is cruel, man. Seeing your child as a burden, you understand, is a cruel thing. So let's get a precept to this. Let's get Job chapter 39 right quick. In 13. This is Job chapter 39 and verse 13. It says, gavest thou the goodly wings unto the peacocks, or wings and feathers unto the ostrich? So this is a question right here. Peacocks are pretty birds. They colorful. You understand? Then you got the ostrich. Why is he comparing to both of these birds? Let's read. Verse 14, which leaveth her eggs in the earth and warmeth them in dust. So when the ostrich have their eggs, they put them on the ground in the dust. This is what an ostrich does, man. Let's see what else they do. And forgetteth that the foot may crush them, or the wild beast may break them. They forget they might step on an egg and unallow the egg, or a wild beast, another animal may do it. They don't give a damn. And this is the same exact spirit that our sisters have when it comes to aborting your child. If you are aborting your child, you don't love anybody. And I'm gonna just say that. If you are having abortions, you don't love nobody. You only care about your damn self. And you are a soulless person. Straight up. And you should not be trusted. Straight up. You understand the Lord's comparing you to an ostrich for a reason. An ostrich lays her eggs in the grass or the dirt, leaves them. Just leaves. To be unalive, to be attacked, to be crushed, whatever. If you have an abortion, you have that same spirit. You're doing the same thing the ostrich doing. For somebody who has a child, it does not make any sense how you can do something like this. What's going through your mind, for you to do this. Verse 16, she is hardened against her young ones. is they were not hers. Her labor is in vain without fear. You understand? She's hard against her young ones. She don't love her children. She hates her children. You know what I'm saying? Her children are in vain without fear. You understand? Those abortions will definitely catch up to you. You know, I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna give a little story, man. You know, we were having count in Alabama, and we were speaking on abortions. This is right when Roe versus Wade was first overturned in 2022. That same weekend, we went out to have count, and we were speaking about it, and they were having protests. You understand? There was a sister that broke down in tears, like just completely just broke down. You know, saying sorry. I'm gonna tell you, that abortion, man, she still has not forgave herself for aborting her children. And that's what a lot of women don't want to tell you who's had all these abortions. They don't want to tell you the aftermath after abortion, what they feel like after doing it. They have all these different emotions going to get the abortion. Oh, I don't want this child. I don't want this child. You don't want your child. And as soon as they have it, the abortion, all those emotions, they leave. And some more come. Now I wish I never would have done that. I wish I would have kept the child. I wish I would have had it and gave it up for adoption. And here in the IHBK, we would take your children. We would take them. You don't want them? We'll take them. You understand? We'll do that for you. Because unaliving your children is not an option, sis. It's not. It's not an option. Just because the white man gave you the option, don't mean it's an option for you to have according to your God. It's mandatory to have these children, man. Now, these ladies, like I was saying, these women that's had abortions, it hunts them for the rest of their life. I was reading an article, man. A sister was like, she just sits here and visualize what the child would look like, what he will be doing, what she will be doing, you know, how old they will be, know their birthday, already had their name, how would life be. They sit there and just think if they just had that child, and it hunts them every single day. And that's something that a lot of women don't tell you about these abortions. They keep it on the low when it's a real thing, man. Those abortions are going to hunt you for the rest of your life, whether you like it or not. And it's also, there's aftermaths to having them mentally and physically. Physically, you can get some kind of breast cancer from it. And it also affects you mentally. All right? Do not get the abortion. So let's drop this right here. Let's get Isaiah chapter 56 and 11 right quick. (56 and 11). All right, so lock it. Y'all bear with me. All right, Isaiah chapter 56 and verse 11, and it reads, "Yea, they are greedy dogs which can never have enough, and they are shepherds that cannot understand. They all took their own way, everyone for his gain from his quarter." All right, it says, "Yea, they are greedy dogs which can never have enough." You thought the Democratic Party was for women rights and all this stuff. And I'm going to tell you something. Most feminists are LGBTQ. They can't even have children anyway. They don't give a damn about abortions. They all for abortions. They don't matter to them. They can't have children. On another note, you thought the Democratic Party was for women rights and all that. Hell no. It's all about money with them. The abortion industry is worth $6.4 billion. $6.4 billion. And you talking about women's rights? They care about women's rights and all this stuff? No, dummy. It's about money. Everything in this country is about money. Do you know how much an abortion costs? How many we have last year? Black women almost had 500,000 abortions last year. You understand? Hispanic women had 250,000 abortions last year. That's 700,000 abortions last year. Let's look at the average price of an abortion right quick. Let's do the math. Average price of abortion. So like y'all stay with me right quick. Average price of abortion. So of course they ain't going. All right, there we go. It's about $800. You do the math. Multiply that times the number I just gave you. That's almost $500 million in just 1 year. Average. The white man needs his money, and he gonna get his money, and that's all this is about. Everything he's ever done in America, it's gonna come back to money at the end of it. If it's gonna oppress you, destroy you, he's gonna get rich off of it. Anytime police officers call to the hood, to our community, somebody's getting paid, man. Ambulance rides ain't cheap. Straight up. A 5-minute ambulance ride gonna cost you $1,000. Police officers, they gonna get paid for that. You unalive your brother, guess what? Funeral costs. Everything in America costs money. Your oppression is making them money. You get an abortion is making them rich and wealthy. That's why the Democratic Party was endorsing it like that. That's all they had. Abortions. That's it. They ran a whole campaign of Planned Parenthood. Why? Because it's one of the most wealthiest, it's the most dominant industry in America. $6.4 billion for you to unalive your baby. All that money you putting in these devils' pockets, and you're unaliving yourself and destroying your nation at the same damn time, man. You understand? Let's drop this right here. Let's get Isaiah 49:15. $6.4 billion. This is Isaiah chapter 49:15. Can a woman forget a suckling child, that she should not have compassion on the son of her womb? Yeah, they may forget, yet will I not forget thee. That seems like somebody's pissed off to me. That don't seem all happy and love like Christianity teaches. It says, yea, they might forget, yet will I not forget thee. The Lord is not going to forget about your abortion, sis. He's not. My advice to you would be to never get an abortion again, and also come here into the IHBK and change your damn life. Because the Lord ain't forgetting anything. You understand? He's going to be passing judgment on every sister that's ever have gotten an abortion. All right? So like it. Let's get Isaiah 44:24. Isaiah 44:24, and it reads, thus saith the Lord, thy Redeemer, and he that formed thee from the womb. I am the Lord that maketh all things. The Lord creates the womb, man. You know what I'm saying? Who are you to stop what God has intended for you? Like I said earlier, if you're pregnant, it's because the Lord wants you to have that child, sis. You know what I'm saying? Have the child. You know what I'm saying? Who is you to try to stop what the Lord has intended for you? If you having sex, I already expect that you possibly can get pregnant. And that leads me to my next verse. All right. Let's go ahead and get Exodus 22 and 16. Exodus 22 and verse 16. And I'm sure everybody knows the scripture right here, right? For the ones who don't. According to the Bible, sex is marriage, right? It says Exodus 22 and 16, and it reads, if a man entice a maid that is not betrothed, which means she's not being courted, she's not, she's not married or anything like that. She's a single woman. She's not married. And when lie with her, he should surely endow her to be his wife. So what does that mean? If he laid down with her, that means sex. He's, if you have sex with a brother or sister, that's your husband, that's your wife. Now, why is this important? It is very important to understand that if you having sex with somebody and you think they're not a father material, mother material, why are you having sex with them? That's the first thing. Accountability, responsibility, not being a whore, not being a brother that's sleeping with anybody. It's on you at that point. If you have sex with somebody, it's on you at that point. We all know children come from sex. Now, the most excuse for women getting abortion is what they don't want the child, or the father ain't gonna be there, etc. Well, sis, you opened your legs up to that brother. That's on you now. You understand? You have the choice to choose who you want to be with. That's your own decision. If you want a righteous man who's going to be a great father, a great husband, who's going to lead you, guess what? I know a lot of niggas that's that for you. How the brothers? Go have sex with that brother. Go marry that brother. It's plenty out here. But you're not doing that. You made bad decisions. And you want to take it out on your child because of your decisions. No. If you have sex, if you open your legs, that man is your husband and he's going to be the father of your child. Now, this is the beautiful thing about IHBK, courting. We don't have courting inside our community anymore, or we don't go by dowries. There's not brothers going to the sister's father if she have a father, Salakia. A lot of us don't have fathers in the household, which is another, problem. But for example, we're not going to a man that's over this sister to get permission to marry her, to see what we can do to marry her. We just doing it. We're not getting to know each other. And that's the beautiful thing about courting. Like I said, you got to get to know the person you're dealing with. All right. You got to get to know each other. Take things very, very, very slow. It's a serious thing. Marriage is really serious because it's a forever thing. Don't ignore any red flags. And brothers, ask the sister about abortion. Ask her about it. Don't be scared. Don't wait till it's too late. Now it's 8 months down the line and she talking about she want an abortion. Now you're like, damn. You know what I'm saying? That's happening. Like, that's real life going on right now. You have to ask the right questions to get to know somebody. So don't be scared to ask sisters about how she feel about abortion. Is she with it? Is she not with it? You just got to know certain things, and you'll know a sister when you take your time and actually court like you're supposed to. You just in our community right now, we're just rushing into things. You having sex with people you don't even like. You don't even like this man, sis. If you don't like this man, why are you opening your legs? I mean, you got to make better decisions. Brother, you don't like this woman for real. Now she's pregnant. You got to make better decisions, man. All right, let's go to Psalms 127 and verse 3. This is Psalm chapter 127 and verse 3. And it reads, Lo, children are the heritage of the Lord, and the fruit of the womb is his reward, man. The Lord also said, be fruitful and multiply. And like I was explaining earlier, having children is a beautiful thing, man. The love you get from a child is unexplainable. The inspiration you get from your children, the motivation you get from your children. Your children give you life, zeal, drive to keep pushing forward. The children are the heritage of the Most High, and the fruit of the womb is his reward, man. Have your children. If you can't keep them, give them to the ISBK. But abortion should not be an option, sis. Never. You understand? And with that, we are the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge, started out of Warren West, 125th Street, Home, New York, under Commanding Junior Yohana. We've been established since 1969, teaching so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. You are the Israelites according to the Bible. We're affiliated with no fake Israelite group. And with that, Shalom, Israel.